Hello, my name is Emily Roy, and I would like to read you some of my poems. These are short poems, they're haiku, largely based on inspiration from nature. So let's see what we have here. Okay, first one. Dusk, a robin calls, awaiting the supermoon, my keeper of time. And I was writing some poems that I was putting to photographs, or I was taking a photograph that inspired me, that I took, and was writing some poems based on those. And I was calling them nature haiku. Anyway, I'll read this one, and then I'll explain the photograph. White alyssum bloom, Santa Barbara garden, hoverfly alights. And then I also translated this one into French. I'm not sure the French is accurate completely, but here goes. La lys blanche des fleurs, Santa Barbara en jardin, ses surf se pose. And this is a black and white picture of that picture where there's a hoverfly where I got up really close and it's on some tiny blossoms of alyssum. So that one was a fun one. Okay, here's another one. Gravel yard daisies, orange and yellow fleeting fast, fold up at dusk. And again, I wrote a French one. Des marguerites vives, avant le coucher du soleil, disparaissent très vite. And that was based on a photograph I took in Tempe, Arizona of the orange and yellow African daisies that come up in January and February. And that's a black and white picture of that with the sunlight glinting at sunset off of those flowers. Don't think it's focusing on it very well. There we go. It is I'll find these photographs at some point and can post them as well, but that was fun too. Okay, here's another one. Tulips burst forthright, honest, bright, unpretentious, lighten rainy paths. And I took that one in Montreal in May of 2019. And of course the tulips aren't in their full color here, but maybe it'll focus on it. There we go. Anyway, so that was the photograph that inspired that particular poem. Okay, here's another one. Crocuses lovely in their vocation, once upon a spring. And the French one for that is the crocus en ville sont jolis, il était en printemps. I took that picture of a crocus in Paris, France, a while ago, several years ago now. Okay, I'm not going to show the photos now because they aren't really coming out too well. We can revisit that later. Anyway, here's one based on another photograph I took. Genus Viola, cool shade, subtle survivor, wild diminutive. I took that photo that inspired that one at the Boyce Thompson Arboretum in Arizona. And another one. The final flowers bloom, summer departs, chill commences, trees are tinged with autumn. And that was just inspired by some trees in the early autumn in Saint-Lambert, Quebec. And another one also inspired by autumn. Slanted light golden, shimmery crisp morning, heart-piercing loveliness. And that was the leaves in full yellow and other colors in Brossard, Quebec. Yeah, so the nature haiku is a fun project. There's a lot of inspiration out there, even in just moments when something like a bird alights on a tree outside. Sometimes it inspires me to write a very short poem, which actually they're sometimes quite hard to write. I'm not saying my poems are great, but they aren't super easy to compose. I'm trying to be very like precise in my language, and it's harder when you're writing less than when you're writing more, I've found. But that also helps you to hone your skills in language and expression, as well as sort of visual creativity in words. So thanks for your attention and for joining me, and I hope this was inspiring for you.